Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Hong Kong Tech 300 Pitching Arena, the place where you can join us to witness and support young entrepreneurs as they make their best efforts to pitch you their most innovative ideas. I am Vivek Mahbubani, a City University of Hong Kong alumnus and your event MC for today. Whether you're joining us in person at the Hong Kong Tech 300 co-working space or watching us from the live stream, get ready as we put 10 of the brightest Hong Kong Tech 300 startups head-to-head in today's pitching arena. Now, just like me, I am super ready for this. Is our live audience ready? If you are, make some noise, everyone. Are you ready? Yeah? Oh, yeah. Let's get things started. Okay, now to help me kick off today's event, I'd like to invite Professor Michael Young Mong Soo, CityU Vice President, Research and Technology, and Executive Committee Chairman of Hong Kong Tech 300, to give us his welcoming remarks. Professor Young, please.
Thank you, Vivek Mahbubani, one of the CityU's graduates, full of energy, just like the university. Now, good afternoon, and good morning, and good evening for people from the other part of the world. Welcome to this Hong Kong Tech 300 pitching arena. So we can see the backdrop here. It's a very exciting event we're going to have today. First of all, on behalf of City University of Hong Kong, I want to thank InvestHK for giving us the opportunity to host this afternoon's exciting StartmeupHK event. Now, this is the seventh year where InvestHK has organized this StartmeupHK event. This is becoming a signature entrepreneurship event, bringing the young people from all over the world, entrepreneurs, investors, to come together to share the most updated research R&D results, most exciting, inspiring ideas with the goal to contribute, to help the society, to contribute to improve the quality of life for everybody, and to make the world a better place. So we are very honored to be the host for today's Hong Kong Tech 300 pitching event. Hong Kong Tech 300 is the largest innovation and entrepreneurship program in Hong Kong and arguably in Asia, based in a university. City University of Hong Kong invested 500 million Hong Kong dollars to launch this Hong Kong Tech 300 program with the aim to help our students, our alumni, and all the young people from Hong Kong to launch their startups based on the research results, the intellectual properties generated by the university. Our aim is to help our young people to set up 300 startups in the coming 3 years. So within 1 year of the launch, we have already trained more than 1,000 startup teams through the program, and we have provided $100,000 seed fund to more than 360 startup teams for them to explore their idea, try to validate their business model, try to develop a prototype, or complete an alpha version of their apps. On top of that, we have also invested $1 million of angel fund into 73 startups over the past years. These startups are funded by our students, alumni, and people from all walks of Hong Kong. Most of them young people with the passion to start a business, and they tap into our very rich intellectual property pools. We have thousands, hundreds of thousands of exciting results. And on top of that, we have received tremendous support from the community, from the industry, from the business. We have 8 venture capitals and high-tech enterprises that are our angel investment partners. So they co-invest into these startups with us. We have also obtained the support from Hong Kong Science Park. They provide matching fund, $100,000 to our seed fund teams. And we are also collaborating with some of the largest companies in the world, including China Resources, to set up a joint venture to further support these startups with tens of millions of dollars of fundings. So today, we will have 10 elite startup team from the Hong Kong Tech 300 to compete here, to share their ideas and their business model, and then to compete for the title of the most favorable startups voted by you, our audience, online and in the audience here. So it is a very exciting event, and we hope this is just the first of many of these events in the years to come. And some of the teams that is going to pitch here, I believe you are witness the potential unicorns here. And this is the one of the major development here in Hong Kong. And we can see that in a few years' time, there will be more and more of these exciting startup projects showcased here in Hong Kong, develop, grow, become a global enterprises. So with that, I wish the event a great success this afternoon. I hope that you all enjoy the subsequent pitchings, and let's work together. Let's work together, particularly in this time of the year when we are facing all the challenges in the world. Let's work together using our ideas, using our research technology, and together with the community to contribute to address the challenges that our society, our human society are facing, and make the world a better place. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Young. Please be seated. Thank you for those motivating words. I'm inspired right now thanks to that already. That's fantastic. Now, today's event would not have been possible without the support of Invest Hong Kong's StartmeupHK initiative. So I'd like to now invite Mr. Stanley Ho, Senior Manager, StartmeupHK Invest Hong Kong, to present today's opening remarks. Mr. Ho, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I'm honored to welcome you all to the CTU Hong Kong Tech 300 Pitching Arena, a community event of StartmeupHK Festival. StartmeupHK is an initiative by Invest Hong Kong aimed at helping founders of innovative startups from overseas to set up and expand here in Hong Kong. The StartmeupHK Festival is a week-long event with series of activities to showcase the many dimensions of Hong Kong startup ecosystem to the world. This year's festival is themed as Welcome to a Future Unlimited, a very forward-looking agenda. Despite the challenges present in past years, Hong Kong continues to be a vibrant startup hub in many ways. In 2021, the overall number of startups reached a record high of 3,755, a 12% up from the previous years. We remain confident in the city's resilience to thrive amidst the headwinds all around, and in Hong Kong's ability to attract new talent and aspiring entrepreneurs like you guys into our dynamic startup ecosystem. This year's festivals will surely demonstrate all of the capable offerings of Hong Kong. As one of the most exciting startup hubs in the region, we have all the ingredients to truly facilitate startups to mature and expand. Special thanks goes to CityU for launching the Hong Kong Tech 300 and taking our ecosystem to the next level. Thank you. Because of my role, I meet with startup founders and entrepreneurs day in, day out. I admire them for their passions in solving problems in innovative ways with innovative ideas and working really hard to make it realize. Today, we are going to see 10 passionate teams in this arena. Here, I wish you best of luck, not only in the upcoming competition, but also in your entrepreneurial journey. Hopefully, in the near future, you will be the success stories of the Hong Kong startup ecosystem and appears on our marketing materials. For those who are joining us virtually, please show your support by giving your vote to your favorite startup. I believe that our MC will give you the instruction later on. So without further ado, I'm passing the mic back to the MC. Good luck, everyone. Enjoy the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ho. Please remain here with me because we're going to use one technology we all know, which is let's take a photograph together. That is right. So to join Mr. Ho on stage, I'd like to invite Professor Young to join us as well. On top of that, Professor Michael Te, CityU Associate Vice President, Strategic Research and Chairman of the Hong Kong Tech 300 Investment Subcommittee, along with Dr. Laura Low, CityU Associate Vice President, Chinese Mainland Affairs Office, and Chairman of the Hong Kong Tech 300 Incubation Subcommittee. Now I'd like to also invite the 10 pitching teams. Join us on stage. Come on, one round of applause for all of them. They're joining us in the arena. Getting to the stage over here. Let's get one photo together. Some of you in the front to crouch down as well so we can fit into the frame. Let's get one happy picture. Everyone looking right ahead to the camera. Let's get a bit closer. The group in the front row. There we go. Everyone get a bit closer. We're one happy family until the arena is open for pitching. Let's get a picture. Looking forward straight. One big smile as well. One more normal, formal photo. This is good. Now let's add some foam boards. Let's loosen up a bit. We got a foam board here. Let's get a picture. Just like the thumbs up on the foam board. Everyone give me a thumbs up. This is going to be a fantastic event. We're all ready for this pitching arena. And of course, you want to make sure you get us in photos that you can look at for 10, 20, 30 years down the line. You know what? I'm here. I want to get a picture with everyone as well. Let's look forward. Let's have one big happy smile, one big thumbs up, one happy moment for our pitching arena. This is happening over here. Thank you. This is good. All right. One more round of applause for everyone. Let's do this. Thank you so much. Now, as we're getting ready, let me tell you, Hong Kong Tech 300 is also open to the general public as long as they use CityU's patent technologies so they can develop innovative ideas and products and services. Now, some 14% of the teams and companies awarded seed funding and angel fund investment were established by members of the public who use CityU IP in their tech products and services, translating CityU's research into actual applications that will benefit society. And today, we take this up a notch because this isn't any other pitching that you've seen before. This is the Hong Kong Tech 300 Pitching Arena. And this year we're adding a twist to the battle of bright ideas. Each startup will be given 5 minutes to present their idea. After that, they get 4 minutes of Q&A. But here is the twist. We don't just have a separate panel of judges. Today, the 4 minutes of questions will be coming from the 9 other teams as well as myself. That means after the pitching, they are now the judges as well. We will be ready to challenge and poke holes in anything we're not clear or convinced about. And after all teams are done with their pitches, we will also open up the Q&A to our online audience to go and submit their questions. You can type in your questions via the chat box, and after the 10th pitch, your questions will be presented to our pitchers as well. On top of that, we have something very special for you, our dear audience, because at the end of the program, we will have a poll where you can vote for my favorite startup. You can only vote for one team, so be very careful in your selection. So pay close attention, and if any team impresses you, you make sure to show them your support by giving them your vote in the Hong Kong Tech 300 startup team that is the one that you like the most at the end of the program. And with that, I think I am done with my talking, and the stage is ready for pitches, and we're ready to blow you away with them. So everyone, are you all ready? If you are, make some noise. Are we this? Are we good? Let's do this. Oh yeah, let's start off with our first team of the day. This team is all about translating 3D visualization, automated medical image modeling, and gaming performance into AR-based surgical assistance software solutions. Please welcome Singular Technology Limited.
Thank you. This is Louis from Singular. So our company developed MR software for medical applications. So why we want to apply MR in medical? Because we know experts like surgeons are always in shortage. And because of aging populations, we are getting more and more patients and less doctors around. And under the influence of pandemic, it's difficult to move these experts around to support cases. That's why we want to use technology like MR, digital twins, and telemedicine to extend the reach of those experts, to help them to serve more people, and also to improve their productivity and also train faster. If you think MR is still a concept, you can look up this news. The US Army is about to purchase 120,000 units of MR headset. For the next 10 years, they will spend $21 billion US. So this must make a difference in the battlefield or in the training. Imagine each of you can share your vision with your team, and also the vision from the sky. The drone can give you a top-down view, and you have a forward plan, tracking where everybody is moving and where the threats are coming. The same applies to the surgeon. They can perform much better and train a lot faster with this kind of MR app. So the market size for AR in healthcare just passed $1 billion US this year, and will reach $4 billion in 3 years. So there's 3 things we want to do. We want to use MR to guide surgery, and we want to achieve remote collaboration inside the operation room. And we also want to design immersive medical training. So our development is much more than just mixed reality. We have to handle a lot of medical images. We have to automate the process and allow our user to easily convert their medical data into 3D and upload to the MR environment. You can see we use a lot of AI technique to enhance the images, and gradually we construct them to a digital twins of the patient. If you're not sure what MR is, you can look at it as a more interactive form of AR, where the user can interact with the virtual content. So after conducting some case in the local hospitals, we have summarized some of the benefit and impact. We are able to reduce the surgical time by, on average, 15%, which means less blood loss to the patient, less anesthetics use, and shorter hospital stay. And for the trainee, it's easier for them to observe the surgery. They can also access the expert from remote location more easy as well. So right now we are partnering with HKT to integrate our service into different smart hospital projects. And we will continue to do more trial in different hospitals and under different surgical streams. For our competitors, there are some big players in the field, but very few of them provide a full-scale MR solution. They usually use the MR to extend the existing product. So our next milestone is we want to achieve fully automatic object recognition so that our digital twins can superimpose to the patient in real time. And also we want to build a metaverse for medical training. This is our founding team. Myself came from biomedical engineering, and I have previously founded a medical 3D printing company. And my other two co-founders came from the gaming industry, and we strive to bring gaming performance to medical applications. Gaming performance means high quality visualization, low latency, and high reliability. So that's all of my presentation. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 5 minutes of a fantastic idea to revolutionize medicine in the future. So it's open to Q&A, question time. If anyone in the audience has a question, just raise your hand, let us know. Everyone online, if you have a question, put it in the chat box after the 10th pitch. Your question will be presented as well. So let's have a look around. So far, everyone's thinking as well. I actually have a question. I'm very curious because all the doctors and medical professions I met with, they don't like changing technology too much. Well, aren't you worried? How long does the training take to convince a medical profession to adapt your technology?
Yes, so this is the right time to introduce the technology, we think, because the older generation, they are retiring, and we have younger surgeons coming up that grow up with video games, so they accept the technology much faster, and they really like what we do.
So you're saying video games is good to become a doctor? Is that what you're saying? I like that.
Yes.
I could now be a doctor now. Mom, did you hear that? Okay, do we have any questions from our other teams as well? Remember, this is an arena. If you're too polite, too kind now, reverse it. When you're on stage, there's no chance for you to ask away. Anything you'd like to know, if you're curious about anything that you heard about just now in that pitch. So far, so good. Everyone's still having a deep thought. They're liking your idea. It seems like everyone's quite impressed by it. I must say that, though. But so let me ask you this, though. Do you feel that, what kind of surgery can surgeons perform with your device, actually?
We start from the difficult one because this is where we give them more edge. For example, if you want to visualize a tumor or a bone tumor and you want to cut away a big piece of bone, you want accuracy. Otherwise, when you want to repair with a metal part, if they don't fit, then the whole surgery becomes disaster. So we start from complex surgery, and then gradually we want to translate to other surgery as well.
Okay, so basically begin, and it can hopefully range to pretty much every type of surgery you're hoping in the future, right?
As simple as getting a biopsy, we can help as well.
Okay, so you got the biopsy. Anybody else over here? We've got this as well. We got a question coming out to us, which is saying, so the problem with surgery is that even the smallest of mistakes can lead to a lot of big trouble. So how can you ensure the accuracy of AR or MR images? I mean, I would worry about that when you tell me.
Yeah, we don't have to replace all of the existing technology. We can work with them. For example, the doctor can always take an intra-op CT or X-ray to confirm where we're located. In the past, maybe they have to take many shots of X-ray to confirm where they're cutting. Now we reduce that to a certain amount. So that is a harmony with other technology.
Okay, so if anything, you're actually suggesting that AR and MR images would make it easier for accuracy compared to what we're using now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good news, actually. Well, I'd really look forward to that, how that's going to change the world. So, questions over here. We have a question coming in from our crowd. Please stand up and just ask away.
All right. Hi, I'm Roman. We all live in Hong Kong, and then I'm just curious from the patient perspective, like me or you, how does your technology affect the efficiency and cost of the surgery? Because in Hong Kong, to have a surgery is quite a luxury service, actually, in most of the cases. So how does it impact the efficiency and cost?
Actually, most of the complex cases are done in public hospitals. So our biggest client base is actually the HA. And so to you, it makes no difference in terms of cost. But in terms of your recovery, it makes a difference because your surgery was shortened. You have less blood loss, less anesthetic was used, and eventually you stay shorter time in the hospital. So that is the difference for you.
Okay, so saving time in the hospital. We have around 10 seconds. Is that a quick question? You're feeling you want to get, I should have asked earlier on. That's okay, we're out of time, but that's very good news as well. Hopefully that does well for you. So thank you very much, Singular Technology Limited. One more hand over there. A fantastic job. So everyone online, if that was someone that you thought, okay, that's a good idea, mark it down because later on when you cast your vote, that might be the one you want to give it to. Okay, so coming up next is a team that is working on a wearable smart cardiovascular analyzer for customized wellness and medical advice. Coming to the stage, it's StartmeupHK Insight Limited.
Good afternoon. Here is Chai from StartmeupHK Insight Limited, and our company is focused on the R&D of our home use device. A little bit the background of the device and our company. Dr. Bo StartmeupHK is the inventor of the core technologies of the device, and he's also the principal investigator from NASA. So our core technologies have been used by NASA since 1983. And this is the professional version of the device, which is in use in 8 service centers in Hong Kong. And with the US patents and EU patents, both the hardware and the software of the device have been received the FDA, CE, and TÜV. And this is the evolution from the professional medical version to the home use version with some main changes we have made. And the home medical version is called Cardiacs, and it's a wireless connection and consists of 3 important parts. The first part is the blood flow sensor and a data router, and also an inflatable blood pressure watch. And we have reduced the accuracy of the device to make it better suitable for the non-medical environment. And it provides around 20 parameters of our cardiovascular health. And the last part, which is also very important, is the price. We reduced the price to around 2,800 Hong Kong dollars to make it really affordable for the retail market. And this is the data router, which transmits and uploads the real-time hemodynamic data to our medical platform, which is also an artificial intelligence platform to have further analysis and further diagnosis. This is also a charger for the inflatable watch. And this is the blood flow sensor, which is very user-friendly. You don't need to have any operator or professionals. Even an elderly person can self-service with the device. And this is the inflatable watch, which can continuously measure your blood pressure. And we have also a supporting app for the users to get into the data or reports in real time, anywhere, anytime. And here's the core value of the device, both the professional one or the home use version. And we really focus on the preventive medical. And for example, on the left side, our devices, they help you to detect the early stages of the heart dysfunctions. And at this stage, you can still have the non-drug approaches like exercise, diet. You can do some change your lifestyle to go back to a healthy heart status. But if you are not aware of this, in 3 to 5 years, and with your symptoms, you're gonna have conclusive heart dysfunctions. And at this moment, you can only have a medical approach to get back to a recovered heart, and you can never go back to a healthy heart. So we really focus on the preventive medical. And this is about the business path. We mainly focus on the downstream markets, both on the medical and the wellness centers, or we say medical and wellness partners. So including the wellness center, like the clinics, the checkup center, the wellness center, the gym, work with the doctors, the dietitians, the nutritionists, and even for with some elderly house or primary health care. And this is the team of management team of the company. We have Mr. Tony Lam, the founder of the company, and Professor Roy from CTU with his patented technology of the sensor, and also Dr. Tao Jun, which is a very experienced cardiologist. I think that's it. Thank you for your attention.
All right, thank you so much. Fantastic job over there. Again, all about our health and well-being. So now it's over to Q&A, question and answers time. Anyone in the audience, any of our other teams you're curious you want to ask away? If not, I actually already, first of all, whenever I think of gadgets, my first question is, what is the warranty? Do we get a warranty? Like that kind of a gadget, if I buy it for $2,800 and it doesn't work, what's the support I get?
This is related to the customer service or after sale, right?
Yes.
Because we have our service center in Shanghai now, but mainly now focus on the professional version. And also we have seven partnership centers in Hong Kong. So if you have some questions about the home use device, we can always be the
So you're always there to help out in case it's okay. So that's
because we
my
have real
biggest worry.
stores in Hong Kong. We are not like someone without
Understood. I just want to make sure that once you get it, that someone will still be there to take care of it as well. So you have that thought as well.
True.
That's good. That's good. All right, over to everyone over here. We had questions. Anybody curious? You want to know more about that? Yes, we have a question right over there. Please get a mic and stand up and ask away.
Yeah, hello, I'm Marcus. Because I saw there is like medical gradings and also like the home use, but the price is like so much difference. May I know, is there like in terms of accuracy, is there any like difference or like any concern about that?
I think I have a page show the difference between the professional version and the home use version. And one of the important change is the accuracy, right? The home use version, the accuracy is we lower down or we decrease the accuracy because this one is to be used in the non-medical environment. So and the professional one is to use in medical environments. So, for example, you use at home, you have a lot of computers, mobile phones, and this will occur in interference to the machine. So we need to balance the sensitivity and the accuracy of the device to make it suitable in the non-medical environment. But even with even after lower down the accuracy, it's still on the top of the same tire products.
Yeah. I see. So what you're saying is that the home version, because of the technology being different as well, and also it's not used for emergency or medical cases, so the accuracy is not super vital. It's okay if it's a little bit off.
But it's still top, huh? Still top.
Still very good. I mean, it's just more for general reference, right? That's what you're saying. Now, I'm curious though, at that rate, you're like 1% of the professional rate, I mean the cost. What is your business model then?
Our business model, this one, we gonna on both B2B and B2C. 2C is we made it like in the retail. You can buy it like Omron blood pressure device or thing like that. We also work with our partnership centers. For example, we can just put it in our partnership centers as a additional service.
When you say
or
partnership centers, what are you referring to?
Our like the clinics, the wellness center. We are working now with
different ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, we have around half a minute. Any other questions from our audience over here? Right over there. Let's give you a mic real quick. You got half a minute to answer.
Hi, I'm Ron. I would like to know the battery life of your watch. Because you say it is emergency use, so the battery life is very important, I think.
The battery for inflatable watch, usually we plan to make it like for normally when it's charged, it can be used for 1 day because every night you're gonna charge with the data router, which is also the charger for the inflatable watch. So the battery life normally should be 1 day, around one day.
Okay, that's pretty good. 1 day, one charge. That's good. Well, thank you very much. That's 4 minutes of questions.
Thank you for
One more
attention.
hand for a fantastic
Thank
job.
Thank you.
Good luck with that. Now, just to remind you, send in your questions in our chat box. If you have anything at the end of this, we will open up to all our participants to answer your questions as well. Up next, we'll learn about a smart food label to reduce food waste and elevates the food spoilage detection efficiency. Let's pass the time to Zenstag Technology Limited.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Giselle from Zenstag. For safety, we care. Maybe let me introduce what is biogenic amine. Biogenic amine is a smelly chemical gas which can cause acute allergic reaction. The concentration of this chemical gas also reflects how much pathogenic bacteria is in the prepackaged food. So biogenic amine is as a biomarker for identifying the freshness of food. People identify the freshness of food rely on the expiry dates and the temperature record, the condition of storage, but this standard is not direct and also easily to affected by many reasons. So it's also cause a huge financial or reputation cost to the food industry company, and also cause a dramatic food waste around 1.3 billion tons of food every year. And so Zenstag developed a new type food monitoring technique, which is a smart food label. Our research group develops and synthesizes a sensing molecule which can react with the biogenic amine gas. So we turn this molecule to be a green color ink and make some testing paper which is green color. And also we prepare some batches of the label with a hole and color scale, and we put all this together so we have a smart food label now. And the food industry only need to punch a hole on the wrap of the prepackaged food and put the label on the hole and cover the hole. So when the food spoils, and it will generate a biogenic amine gas, and it will react with the chemical inside the label. So it's very easy to tell that the customer and the internal QC staff in supermarkets, when the label is green, it means that it's very fresh, and the orange color smart food label means that it's very spoiled. And the sensitivity and the accuracy of the smart food label is very reliable and rapid, so it can do the real-time detection. Also, the label is confirmed to be non-poisonous, so it's very safe to be one of the components in the food packaging. And also, this specific sensing technique is IP protected in US and China. We have compared our Zenstag smart food label to another similar product in the world, and we can see that in this comparison, the similar label, they use another technique to detect the freshness of food. They detect the concentration of the carbon dioxide and the temperature, but these standards are not indirect. They are not direct. So our smart food label have their biogenic amine sensing technique specific. So it has a higher specificity and accuracy. Also, we do some marketing research. We understand that there's a 9.91 million tons of chilled meat was exported to China market every year, and we estimate that also the smart food label will have 19 billion potential market in China, and it also will give 19 million to Zenstag is expected revenue. The label will go to the market in 3 different ways: business B2B for the internal QC and the retail. We will design some easy-to-use test strip to the family. And finally, it will be a license cooperation with some interest company. Science tag are target to be recognized by customer and replaced to the expiry date at 2024. We have already got some funding at Hong Kong Tech 300 and Hong Kong Science Park. Yes. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Take a step over there. Let's do some Q&A time. That was, you know what? My favorite label used to be the discount label. Now I think this one's a new favorite. All right, so any questions from the audience that you want to ask? Right over there, let's give you a microphone real quick, and you can ask your question once you stand up as well. Thank you. Go for it.
Hi, Juan again. I would like to ask, what is the response time of your smart label? And the second question is, if there is a cargo of 1,000 of food package, if there's a one package is spoiled, then your one of your label is detected. It is spoiled. So is there any interference to other labels? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question. Our label, the sensing speed is very fast. It depends on the biogenic and mean concentration. So easily say that if the food is boiled for a long time, our label can detect the freshness of food in 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah, and also because our have a special design, we have 3 or 4 layers for the label. We have the top layer of the label is an impermeable membrane, and it will interact any chemical gas to react with our label. So our label just react with the biogenic meat inside the prepackaged food. So it will have not any interference problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter what anything around is going on. It doesn't affect the label on the package.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, cool. Any other questions? Do we have anyone curious? Right over there, we have a question. We'll pass your mic, and please stand up and ask your question.
Hello, my name is Kelvin. Your label is interesting. Just wonder, what kind of food can it be applied? It's all kind of food, for some meals, seafood, whatever. The second question, the accuracy. What is the percentage? You should have a comparison. So just I don't know what is the estimated accuracy of the label. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question.
So first of all, what's the accuracy rate? Let's go with that one first. For the percentages, like how is there any margin of error in the label? Is there sometimes the accuracy is 90%, 95%?
Oh yeah. Thank you. Our label design have a color scale on the label sheet, so we have do a lot of experience to identify how the green color space percentage will means that it can consume or you have to consume soon. And also the second question.
What type of food type? Seafood? Can I stick it on me? What can I do?
Okay, yeah. Because our technique is specific to the biogenic meat, so the high protein food is also can be detected. For example, seafood, meat. So our target market is also chilled meat market.
All right. Well, one last question for me. Is the label reversible? Can my food go from orange back to green? Like it was spoiled yesterday, but today it's back to normal. Does that work?
Okay, it's a reversible label because we create this label is for the internal QC. When the food industry receive their chilled meat, they see that it's an orange color. They can return this meat to the
distributor or supplier.
Yes. So it can be an illegal evidence. So
Yeah.
we will detect to be reversible.
Very, very important for us, for our oral health and also business. Well, thank you very much. That's 4 minutes. One more time for her. What a fantastic job. You can now take a break. Thank you so much. Please be seated. So everybody, once again, if you thought so far one of the teams stood out, remember, keep them in your mind, because at the end, when we open up the poll for my favorite startup, you want to cast your vote for the team that you like the most. All right, let's keep this going, because this next team develops world-class robotic middleware to connect and manage robots for humans. Please welcome ASA Robotics Limited.
Hello, I'm Marcus from ASUS Robotics, and let me introduce you RAMP, Robot Analytics and Management Platform. You can see there are lots of robots deployed in public areas, and there will be estimated over 1 million robot supply in the futures, and over 700 different brands. The cost of robots have reduced over 60% in recent 4 years. It is easy to predict that more and more robots coming, and they will be used in different industries. But when I'm talking about robot solution, what you guys will think it is really smart, or like from management or like business perspective, it can reduce costs or like increase the efficiency of the whole solution. But somehow what we can see like in a public transport is like 2 staff following a robot. Or like even you can have cleaning robots in the malls, but the malls and like the workers should have to work overnight. So let me introduce you what is RAMP. RAMP will unleash the real value of robot itself. There are 3 parts of RAMP. You can adopt and use different kinds of different brandings of robots or like IoT system. We can integrate it with some smart building systems through RAMP. RAMP itself is a robot controls unit that can make you like scheduling, assign different tasks to different kinds of robot. More than that, the most important thing is RAMP make the small robot become much smarter. After we apply some AI technologies like object detections or even like NLP in the futures, the robot can communicate with each other itself. So the data will be sent to the cloud services. It can perform like data sharing or even like cross regions or like cross districts robot control. One of our applications we are cooperate with Henderson's Langs Group and also Gen Eagles. We designed a new systems that originally robots can only work in a single floor. But after we adopt and introduce like the smart lift with robot together in our RAMP, robot can make a 2D service into like a 3D and make a new features and serve much more customers. In our next step, we want to have a real smart estate robot surveillance systems that can not only for the lift systems, also like CCTV or other kinds of surveillance systems, make RAMP become like a part of like smart cities. For our market size, it is predicted that there are over like 81 billions, and it is now still growing. And for like a software and middleware Hong Kong-based startup, we aim to connect over 500 robots in our futures and over 7 million revenues. If you are talking about like robot solution in the futures, that will be a part of RAMP. For our business model, actually we have like different robot supplier. We enhance their robot services. And if other different industry want to have a tailor-made or like customized service for RAMP, we can charge them all. And all of them is our like customers, and we build a all-round services to all the society. For our competitors, we are the first one in Asian Pacifics that brings like a huge amount of robot. But what we care is not only about the quantity, we also care about the qualities of like the robot services. So we make it smarter with like high level of intelligence. Here is like some kinds of like partners, like robot companies we partner together, and some of the potential customers we work with like Henderson now, and we want to partner with the rest of them later, and hope they can adopt our service in near future. And this is ASA Robotics Limited. We are founded in 20 and 21. We are now having like Singapore 250 global startup now and getting into 50, and hope we have a good news from Singapore. Here is our team members. We got like our CEO is like for the hardware stuff. He is PhD in robotics, and me for like the software part. And we also care about like the securities of the robot itself and also the later development of like AI systems. So we have different advisors to help us to build all the services. Last but not least, we are authors and we connect robots with the world. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Please stay there. We have Q&A time right over here. So we're over to questions and answers times. Anybody over here have a question you want to ask? Let's have a little think. Everyone's thinking. I thought of a very silly question because you talked about robot surveillance for buildings, right?
Yeah.
So my question is, if my building had robot surveillance instead of my security guard, do I still need to give them LIC? No?
I think
Okay.
like robot like surveillance is not replacing all the guard. It's like a helping system, and they will cooperate with those guards. And like we have like cameras on the robot, and also like the performance of robot will be very consistent to compare with human. But robots cannot all replace all the human. It's like a cooperative method.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's well. There you go. See, dumb question, smart answer. I like
Yeah.
that. That's good. All right. Anybody else with a smarter question you'd like to pose? Challenge them. Any holes you see that you want to poke through? Anything you have, we're giving it a chance. I actually have one coming to me. So, can we extend the ramp system for domestic use? Like, for example, to control my household gadgets. You know, my smart TV, air conditioning. Can I just sit there at home and just let it do everything for me?
I think like RAM is like kind of like different system for like an IoT system, because like RAM focus like on like to business services and to like a huge amount of area or cities or like even outdoor activities. But like if you have like IoT system, you can do it with Samsung or like Google Home.
Sure, yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
So you don't need ramp. You've already got something now
Yeah.
already. Okay, fair. So ramp's taken to another level. All right, opening it up to everyone in the floor. We have a question coming over there. Let's give you the mic. Please take the mic, stand up and ask your questions. Let us know what you want to know.
Thank you. This is Patrick from Data. So my question is, so every robotics, they usually have their own operating system.
Yep.
So how do you avoid or how do you persuade them to let them or to let you to integrate with them instead of using their own system?
Okay. Most of the robot in the market is now using like a system called ROS. RAMP is also based on ROS build. ROS stands for Robot Operation Systems and built on like on top of like Linux. So if like the robot itself is like built from ROS, and we can adopt it and add to our system for a certain amount of time and do some testings and other integrations. Thank you.
Okay, very technical question over there. Anything else? Do we have anyone who wants to challenge with some other question? Do we have anyone? Because I'm actually curious, because you talked about how we were talking about coexistence, right? Cooperation between the robot and the human being as well. So
Sure.
do we need trained, qualified staff to be able to use this system, or is it super easy for anyone to pick up?
Yes, I think like there should be like special training for the staff, because like controlling robots is like you're controlling like a specific like movement sensor, but the robot will be like have chance to crash others, and I think you should be a little qualified to use the whole systems. So yeah.
I mean, what would be the minimum requirement? Would have someone have a basic, just as long as you know how to press a few buttons?
I
or-
think like the one who is pretty familiar with those environment or like those service, they can use it. But they have to know like the limitation of like the robot, like how it react, or like how will it like to crash, or like how to have like emergency stop buttons like that.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's see if there's any other questions from our other teams that want to. Right over there in the back. Let's go for it.
Hi, I'm Kathy. What makes your platform better than other similar competitor?
Okay. Actually, if we compare like with other similar competitors, they most of them is having like more and more like robots. But we want to have like this robot system to make the robot become more smarter. It's like the surface itself. If like the robot doesn't do any stuff like from the cleaning robot like in the mall, even you use like a system that doesn't help it, right? It's like we want to add like the value of robot itself and then gathering together to make a much better solutions. Yeah.
All right, there you go. Well, that's 4 minutes of questions. One more hand. Fantastic job over there. Thank you so much, ASA Robotics Limited. And let's remember, everybody, if you have a question, submit it in the chat box. My favorite startup voting will happen after the 10th presentation, okay? So, the following team is developing a new generation of sensors for sustainable environmental monitoring and management in a cost-effective way. To tell us more, let's welcome Neuroshin Limited.
Hi, I'm Ron. We are NeuOcean, Love of the Ocean. We develop a new generation of desorbation sensors using replaceable photosensing film to provide a cost-effective solution for sustainable environmental monitoring and management. Hypoxia, that is no oxygen in water, is an imminent global environmental problem. The number of death zones related to hypoxia increased dramatically in the past 15 years. It often caused severe environmental damage and economic loss. Therefore, regular oxygen monitoring is important for now and our future. However, if you are a fish farmer or researcher, you must know that the challenge of the oxygen monitoring is the high cost of long-term operation because of the use of many sensors. Also, frequent maintenance of the sensor is needed due to biofouling, that is, the growth of biofilm on the sensors, which affects the sensor performance. It further increases the cost for long-term continuous water quality monitoring, especially for remote areas. So now, we, NeuOcean, believe that it is time to change from the basics. We develop a new generation of desorbation sensors using replaceable photosensing film. Our sensors are not affected by biofouling. It provides permanent record of DO over time. It shows high selectivity to DO. Our core technology is the photosensing film. Using 3D printing, we have already developed a sensor prototype. This is the collaborative work of CTU and InvestHK. Currently, we won a silver medal in the Innovation Geneva Elevation Day and the Best 10 Innovation Award in ICANN. Compared to our competitors using the current method, our sensors show high selectivity to DO. Also, the sensor performance is not affected by biofouling. It would reduce the maintenance cost by more than 10 times. Our sensors represent a breakthrough for long-term continuous water quality monitoring. We make three-dimensional DO monitoring at affordable cost possible. Our target customers are fish farmers, governments, universities, and research institutes. We offer our sensors and monitoring network in a package plan to provide a data analysis and low oxygen alarm system. It is structured by monthly subscription plan. Several local fish farms agreed to join our plan and try our sensors. We collaborate with the State Lab of Marine Pollution, a world-leading marine research institute. They will buy our sensors and deploy them in 100 major monitoring sites worldwide. With their network, we can promote our sensors in not less than 15 countries. We also collaborate with the government department. AFCD and EPD are interested in our sensors. We validate our sensors on AFCD monitoring sites in Shikoh. Our market opportunity is more than $6 billion. In the beginning, we focus on the market in Hong Kong. Our aim is to reach 20% of Hong Kong DO sensor market share in 4 years. To achieve this goal, we have a strong core team from different areas, including professional scientist advisors, Professor Wu, Dr. Vincent Koh, and Dr. Leung. Professor Wu is a world-renowned marine scientist. He is the director of Regional Center of Excellence in Type C under the United Nations, and a member of the National Working Group on Ecological Assessment and Management of China Coast 9. He contributes not only his experience, but also his level to introduce our sensors to the nation and worldwide. Our sensors attract public interest in the field by some local media. At the beginning stage, we will focus on the sensor development. Product launch in 2023. Positive cash flow will be generated in 2024. After achieving this milestone, we target the market in the GBA, Southeast Asia, and worldwide. We are NeuOcean. We develop a new generation of the soft oxygen sensor using replaceable photosensing film and the monitoring network. We are experts. We also provide consultancy service on water quality management and farm strategy. We are NeuOcean, left of the ocean. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Fantastic and inspiring. Yes, nature is very important for all of us. But what's natural as well is questions and answers. Anybody have a question you'd like to follow up after what you just heard on the screen as well from our speaker, Ron, over here? Anybody is curious about certain things? Right over there in the middle, we're going to pass you the mic. Please stand up and ask away.
Hello, I'm Jinder from Lumisis. I'm curious, you're talking about your photo sensor is replaceable. So how much is the cost comparing to those sensors you don't need to replace?
Yeah, for the cost, first, the cost of our sensors is cheaper than the existing sensors by more than 5 times. But those sensors, the existing sensors, are not suitable for long-term operation. But we fight for this. Our target is to make the sensors for long-term operation. And for long-term operation, the challenge is one of the challenges is the biofouling issue. So the biofouling issue, that is the growth of biofilm on the sensor, which affect the sensor performance. But our sensors are not affected by biofouling. So we can reduce the maintenance cost by more than 10 times. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so that's also very efficient as well. Any other questions we have from our audience over here? Are they thinking, they're having deep thought about what you've been talking about? But see, the problem is that you were talking about fishing, and especially here in Hong Kong. Yeah. It's a declining industry, if you ask me.
Yes.
Are you not worried that your project may not have much expansion possibility in Hong Kong?
I don't think so, because the government is working hard to expand the agriculture industry, also working on the transformation of the agriculture industry. So we also work with the government for the transformation of the agriculture industry. Yeah.
Okay. So you're still confident that with the government support that they want to keep this going as well.
Yes. Also, apart from Hong Kong, we are also looking at the market in international. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's good. It's a technology that anybody can use as well, right? You have that as well. Okay. So any other questions we have from our friends over here? Any of the other pitching teams that think, okay, I got to ask you this one. I'm always curious because when it comes to natural or talking about nature and stuff like that, it's always about the glamour. Would you not worry that what you're doing over here, if we had 10 other teams that were talking about natural technologies or technology about nature, would you not worry that yours is kind of not glamorous? This is very in the ocean, nobody really cares. Would you worry about that the nature of your project is not so cool?
I don't agree, because our first target I would say our core technology is the photosensing film. So at this moment we are developing the sensors for oxygen to detect the water oxygen. Also, oxygen is very essential for living organism. This is the first one. The second is the ocean is our important food source. So to monitor the oxygen level in the ocean, that is to maintain the sustainability of the ocean resources.
So it's very important, if anything. That's true. Oxygen is very cool. I like that. But let me ask you this. The collaboration with AFCD and EPD, could you share really quickly what was that all about?
Yeah, first of all, we are now collaborating with AFCD, and we have some meeting to exchange our experience and also the idea. Also, we have already validate our sensors on their monitoring site. Of course, they approved it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, so anybody who likes oxygen should support your project. That's what you're saying. Oh, that's good. I like that. Thank you very much. Time is up for that Q&A. One more hand over here.
Thank you.
For Neurocean Limited. Thank you, Ron. Please take a seat. So everybody, again, if you have questions like I did, please make sure you submit it in the chat box, because at the end, after the 10th pitch, we get to hear your questions as well. And of course, remember, you got to have a vote later on for my favorite startup. Keep that in your mind, who your favorite is so far. So coming up next is a group that is looking to provide a simple, low-cost detection solution for multiple applications. Let's pass the time to Lumitzers Limited.
Thank you, Vivek. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jinder from Lumisis. And today, let's introduce our product. Start with our product. Our product is this needle-based sensor. It's mass-producible, and the process is environmental friendly. And the patented technology on the nanostructure can enhance the Raman signal for millions of times. And we are going to provide a so-called whole process detection technology, which including our needle-based sensor and the optical adapter that you can use to use our sensor on different type of machines. And we are cooperating on the development of the handheld Raman instrument. And the technology is from CTU, NPMM, and the patents have been licensed to us. And the team members, including me as a CEO, and Dr. Zhou, a former postdoc from CTU, will be our CTO, and Professor Liu Jian and Dr. Yang Li will be our scientific advisors. And we're mainly focusing on 3 application areas, including health, environmental protection, and law enforcement. And we currently already collect more than thousands of data sets in food safety and personal care product safety. And also we are working closely with COACH, one of the Inno Hong Kong founded research center on the cardiovascular early detection. And we are also working closely on the detection of infectious disease, for example, like COVID. And in the future, we will also provide the detection solutions for the areas like drug detection, environmental protection detection, and dangerous goods detection. And let's take quality control of meat product as an example. And the traditional method normally requires the sample pre-treatment. The sampling and driving will take around 30 minutes. So the whole process is going to take around 30 minutes. But by using our insertion sampling technology, just by inserting our needle to the sample, we can finish the whole process within 5 minutes. And our sensor, we're hoping to provide our sensor at 10 to 100 times better performance with only 50% of the current commercial sensors cost. And we believe that better performance can extend the application scenario, like you can use this technology on something that you are not able to use before. And to lower the cost, we're hoping that we can bring this technology to more users. And that 4 major marketing areas we're focusing on, we'll start with professional users like universities and third-party testing agency and food and drug administrations. And in the future, we were hoping to enter the non-professional users like home users, malls, and web markets. So where we can also provide our data analyzing service. The users can choose to upload their data to our cloud platform, so we can provide our data analyzing service as well as consulting service. And we have joined in the 25th National Invention Exhibitions and 23rd China International High Tech Fair. And as a spin-off technology from NPM CTU, our technology has also been reported by CCTV and RTHK as well. And we have been awarded as 04 in National Invention Exhibition as well as the Shanghai International Invention Exhibition. And in the future, Lumus will take advantage of the GBA and also will use Hong Kong as our R&D base. And actually, we are starting our production in Science Park, Hong Kong. And we will in the future we'll also cooperate deeply with local research institutes like NPMM as well as the COACH for the cardiovascular detection development. And so also we are working closely with the leading equipment manufacturer in made in China, and not only for the customization of our equipment, also for the marketing development in made in China. So we will base ourselves in GBA, but not only aiming the Chinese market, also aiming the world market. So our target will be providing customers with high quality but inexpensive search testing solutions. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. Really important technology for the future as well. Okay, so opening it up to the floor, do we have anyone that wants to challenge or question what you talked about? The sort of sensors and all the important things that it could change how we use that as well in the future. Anyone over here, they're all thinking, oh, that's good. That's always good when they're always curious. They're like, let me have a little digestion of that. Let me ask you this, though. this technology, could we apply your project for domestic use? Like, for example, like now COVID, right? The rapid test kits, the rat tests all the time. Can we apply that over here? And how much would it cost? Is it cheap or is it expensive to apply?
The single cost, we're hoping that we will keeping the cost around $50. But as you mentioned,
15 or 50?
50.
50, okay.
So actually, we're applying the funding from Shenzhen that we are actually developing the quick screen master for COVID-19, but it's still going on. So we will see. We can use it for COVID in the future.
Yeah, fair enough. It's always, I'm sure, if not rat tests, for some other tests that we have to do all the time. Okay, so let's see. Anybody over here wants to get a bit more interested or information about what you talked about? Let's see. Everyone's, this is always interesting because now I definitely want to know, do we have anyone that raised their hands? Right there, perfect. Yes, please stand up and ask away.
Okay, Kathy again. Since your project has a wide range of use, so what's your focus or key strategy at this stage?
Yes, as I mentioned, we will be focusing on food safety as well as the personal care product safety. For example, we found a chemical. It's called zinc paraffin, which is banned in the EU last year, but the regulation is not yet in Hong Kong. So we have developed a method that we can actually detect the zinc, the chemical I mentioned. So the chemical, very quick, within 1 minute. In the shampoo, it's now an illegal additive in shampoo in EU, but not in Hong Kong yet. But we have developed the method. So we will actually, for example, we're focusing on food safety and this type of personal care product safety. And our development center will, or I can say that our focus on the development on R&D will be focusing on disease detections, for example, like cardiovascular disease, COVID, etc. Yeah, thank you.
Fair enough, yeah, to detection, like things like shampoo and everything, just general usage products you can do tests with. I mean, clearly my shampoo doesn't seem to work, so I need your test for sure. So let me ask you this, how many kinds of poison can it even test? I mean, do you have a whole database or just keep exploring and growing?
Actually, our technology is kind of multifunctional. We can detect, most of the chemicals can be detected by Raman spectrum, but when the concentration reach is very low, we have to use our technology, which is called SIRS, and you can detect a super low concentration substance. So that's why we need SIRS. So, sorry, did I miss the call?
You said basically you can put the product, but I'm curious because, like you said, in one place this is considered a banned substance and that's not. Would you find that your detection, would you focus more on the things that the government's approved banned substance? You want to check those more than the other items that are not really illegal?
Of course, of course we will be focusing on the illegal additives, but we will also focusing on the, for example, for disease detection, we'll be focusing on different biomarkers. For example, for cardiovascular disease, we'll be focusing on biomarkers like uric acid, for example. So we have to find different chemicals or biomarkers that we will be able to detect. Yes.
Okay, right over there. So last chance, anybody in the audience wants to ask away? Do you have a question? I'm just curious, the last thing is that, are your needles reusable?
Actually, it's reusable. When we found a method, we found a solution by washing. We can actually washing away the chemical on the surface, so we can actually reuse for 10 times.
Up to 10 times.
So you mentioned about the cost. It can be divided by 10. Actually.
Oh wow, that's pretty cheap. I can share with a friend. Okay, that's good. Well, thank you so much for your time. That's questions. Well done over there. One more time, give them a round of applause. Fantastic job as well. Technology we definitely want to learn more about. Okay, again, everybody, remember online, your questions are waiting for the chat box. Submit them in. Don't be shy. We'll ask them away after the 10th pitch. We're moving on to pitch number 7 of today. The next team will be telling us all about an easy-to-use VR content creation platform to create meta characters. Please welcome Radiance Tech International Limited.
Good afternoon. Have you ever thought of using VR to make a story, a learning, or a training? And did you know how to make a VR content? Most people or organizations have the same answer. That's why the market ping-pong is a lack of VR content. We are in an explosive growth period. In the coming 5 years, it will have 1,400% growth. And the hardware is even mature. The current market's pain point is a lack of VR content and VR content creation. My name is Kelvin Yuan. I'm the founder of Radiant. We create VR Panda and metaverse creator for the people to create their own meta characters, 3D model, animation by simple drag and drop, and convert to NFT in our web-based platform. VR Panda has 6 features. You can make your own avatar and customize it, and the avatar will convert to NFT. With the content we create, you can create your own VR media content. And we provide some standard library. Also, we have some library of 3D model or also animation. Here's a demo to make a happy cat. And here's a demonstration of our prototype. First of all, you can select a template. For example, we have a gallery. Import a VR character avatar. For example, we make an import a VR Panda. In this scenario, you can travel around, explore, and interact with your friends and other players. Now we import and characters. We set some animation. For example, we set a simple walk and path animation. And also, we can add some interaction point. For example, we may add audios here. And we'll pay it.
Welcome to VR Panda, a meta world creator. Here is a meta art gallery. Enjoy and stay healthy.
Also, we can add some image. For example, by simple drag and drop, we add an Olympic game image in the last year. At the same time, the metaverse can connect it with other metaverse. For example, we connect it with another 3D classroom here. And we can also add the VR videos. Here's the VR videos.
Now, we move on to nucleic acid present in living systems. RNA is related to DNA
At the same
in
time,
that it is
the whole VR editing, content creation, and interaction can be done in our platform. So you can use platform. You can share, buy, and sell VR content in the community, and metaverse you created will also convert to NFT. We create some template or scenario already. You can mix it of it to further development, and you and your friends and other players can connect together in the metaverse and interact. VR Panda has a few platforms. Everyone can use it. But in case you need some more features, for example, function or usage, you have to subscribe. I'm the founder, and I'm strong in problem solving. In the past 4 years, I lead the company to achieve more than 15% revenue growth in each year and completed more than 20 VR projects. And I studied master's degree in artificial intelligence. And we got into Cyberport Incubator Program. And our office in Cyberport and also in Guangzhou. That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now it's for questions and answer time. 4 minutes of Q&A. Let's see, anybody curious about your platform, your system? VR is a technology we all are really getting into. Now, anybody over here have a question you'd like to pose? Right over there, let's pass the mic to you. Once you get the mic, stand up, ask away, and we will answer you happily. Here you go.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Alex from Creato, and we are doing something similar in creator economies as well on the other side of the spectrum. So I'm just curious. So once, let's say I'm a user, so once I created the avatar and turned it into NFT, what kind of common utility right now that you guys see on the platform? So I'm just curious about it. Thanks.
Okay, you see the activities? Yeah.
Are the utilities about once they minted it as an NFT, and then so what did they do about this on the platform?
Okay.
Thanks.
That's a question. Actually, after they convert the avatar or the moderator content creator, they will convert to NFT, and in NFT you can buy, you can sell in the open sea, somewhere the public area. So they can free to use the NFT because as long as it's designed, you make it, you can use it. Yeah.
Okay, so basically once it's made, it can be used anywhere, bought and sold as they freely.
Yeah.
Okay, understood there. But then I'm curious though, because like the VR platform, it's a common technology that we're seeing more and more nowadays as well. What is the unique thing that makes you stand out? I've seen other VR platforms. I mean, I've been playing games my whole life and I've designed stuff like that in the VR world. But what makes yours stand out so much that is different from the others?
Good question. Currently, model platform is create active some VR videos. It's an image or video or separate standalone image or video. But we alone, apart from this video or image, we also can handle the 3D model, animation library, and also convert to NFT. Besides, as Lord mentioned, we also handle the AR. So in our platform, not only VR, they also can create AR content. Yeah.
Okay, so your platform is a bit more overview of AR and VR and all that.
Yeah.
Right over there, we have a question. Please go ahead. We'll give you a mic. Ask away.
Yeah, hello, I'm Marcus, but I know that there is like some kind of like engine like Unreal, like in the market. They can also perform both like AR or like VR. But I saw your platform like the sample. Is it like much convenient or like much easy to use to compare with those like Unreal or like Unity's, those engine, those kind of things?
Oh, that's a good question. And first of all, the Unreal Engine or Unity, there's a PC-based. You need a computer. If you render a 3D model, you need a VR native computer. But our platform is web-based. You don't need to install anything. Secondly, you don't need to study any programming. You just create the content by simple drag and drop only. You can see the demonstration. There's no coding here, sir. But Unreal Engine, you must learn book coding tutorial. But with 5 minutes, simple test teach you how to create. You can make it by yourself. Yeah.
Okay, but then I'm curious though, with your VR system, is it supporting other headsets and gadgets, or do I need the headset? Must I have a headset?
That's a good question. Because the advantage of our system is web-based. So you can simply in your mobile phone. When we go to the browser, it's a button and VR mode. You press it, you can use VR mode. And when you go to headset, you open the headset browser and go to the right side to site. You can definitely see this, the content, VR content. So it's a multi-device platform. Yeah.
So it's not limited to the device I'm using because it's web-based, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's easy to use. Any platform, any system can use it. Well, there you go. Thank you very much. That's time for Q&A. One more hand again for Radiance Tech International Limited. Thank you so much. You may take a break now. As we continue on, everyone remember, if you have any team that you like the most, keep them in mind, because at the end, when we have to vote for my favorite startup, your vote will make a big difference. Let's move ahead, because the next team is a smart platform for all your business needs. It's Box Limited.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be in-person event. And I'm Roman, co-founder of Box and also PhD student at City University. Box is best-in-class point-of-sale system for restaurant and retail companies. We founded the company in 2018 and currently join Science Park and CTU Tech 300. Asia point-of-sale market is quite large. Over 2.3 trillion US dollar with annual growth rate of 16.4%. But this number is not actually that great because market is dominated by large companies which are slow and also not adaptive, and customers don't really enjoy using the systems. When I work in hotel business and restaurant industry, it takes 3 to 6 months to learn how to use the system. So as we say, the work of chef is to enjoy cooking food. That's why he became a chef. So at Box, we provide all-in-one solution. Most probably, when you go to restaurant, university canteen, purchase products online, at some point you touch with Box system. Our solutions are fully integrated, so this means that instead of managing 20 different systems, our customers just manage one box. When we design our products and when we launch to the market, these are three essential concepts which we follow. Firstly, our system is fast and adaptive to the business needs and affordable, which is completely in contrast to what the market offers today. When we say fast, you may see that regularly it takes 3 to 6 months to onboard company to use technology solutions. In Box, it's 3 steps. Let's say you have 6,000 products. In our system, it takes 3 hours for you to register and start your business. Adaptive. Our system is modular, so this means that companies can sell online, in stores, in mobile app, in WeChat mini program, and other solutions such as self-order kiosk. We support different types of business models such as small and medium enterprise, online to offline stores, chain stores, franchise, and marketplace. Setup procedure is quite straightforward. If you use a SaaS product for SME, it's instant. So it means by paying deposit, you already have solution with online shop, point of sale, and extra features such as bulk import and pre-integrated solutions. We spent a few years on R&D, and today we are in a stage of market growth. Our current revenue run rate is around 4.5 million a year, and we reinvest all the money into the research and development, such as recently we launched a Box IoT Cloud, AI analytics, and other type of technology solutions. Our current customer base in Hong Kong, GBA, and some other countries in Asia is around 200 customers, including some chain stores, online to offline stores. And because many of our clients have apps, we have more than 1 million users in Hong Kong. These are some of the apps, and most probably you interact at some point with some of the systems. But we cannot do everything great, right? So we rely on strong partnerships such as hardware providers, payment providers, logistics, delivery, shipment, and other vendors through the powerful integrations. This is my team, and not everybody fit into the picture, but mostly this is our core R&D team and founders such as me, TC, Andrew, Jason. We are from Hong Kong universities, and TC just got a doctorate degree, and maybe I will do as well. Thank you very much, and once again, Box is a point-of-sale system for restaurant and retail companies. If you would like to join our team, we are actively hiring. Currently have around 8 job opportunities, and as well, if you would like to become a Box partner or customer, we currently exhibit in Hong Kong Expo Center, so feel free to visit us at 5th floor restaurant and bar exhibition. Thank you. I will be happy to answer any question.
All right, thank you very much. Fantastic job over there. Please join me over here as we open up the floor for any questions you'd like to ask Box. Right in the front, we've got it. Let's give you a mic. Please stand up and ask your question.
Hi, Norman. So I have seen your business growing quite nicely, and I just wonder what's next for you? Like, how do you bring your company to the next level? I would like to hear your grand plan.
Thank you for the question. So we believe actually the most important step is to offer the best product to the market. We do not really focus on sales and on achieving customers and so on. We really focus on delivering the best solutions. So currently we found the opportunity that a larger enterprise sector really struggle with old school solutions. So we are improving this direction of the product, and this allows us to work with companies which operate in, let's say, Greater Bay market, such as chain stores. So we are working on collaborations to expand and grow together.
It's good to know. Good to know. All right. Let's see any other questions we have from the floor from our other fellow pitchers so far. Like, I want to also understand one thing though. What is the biggest advantage you think you have over other competitors? I know you talked about being speed as one of them, but what's the biggest one? Because I've seen other competitors that also claim to have fast as well. Could you tell me what's your biggest advantage?
Our biggest advantage is that our customers just manage one system, fully integrated and automated. But what other companies offer is managing 10 different solutions, which is not very efficient, considering that often margins in restaurant and retail industry are very thin, maybe 3%, and every step counts, make a difference. So we provide centralized all-in-one solution, and that's make us advantage.
So you say it's easier for your clients as well to use. They know one place that's everything. I don't have to be. That's that department. That's that app over there. One place.
Yes. Let's say if you're managing the online shop and 20 different shop, some are pop-up store, some is Chinese dim sum, another European restaurant. And if you have to input menu in 20 different systems and 20 different online shops and so on, and then also you have Foodpanda and Deliveroo, which creates you extra headache, how are you going to make your business? That's why when you walk into the restaurant, which don't actually use box system, you can see that there is a manager every day from 3 p.m. until 8 p.m. sitting and doing consolidating reports. And then you can see another manager who use box system and scroll the analytics dashboard, and after 5 seconds can see analytics for all chain store. And well, they save 8 hours every day. That's a difference.
Well, yeah, that's very important, especially here in Hong Kong. And time is money over here, especially more, right? So let's see over here. We have just under 1 minute of time to ask any questions. Very valuable chance. I'll open it up. Anybody over here? They seem to be pretty satisfied with what you said. Can you convince me in one sentence that your startup is worth investing? Just give me one sentence why I should invest in you.
Don't judge before you try.
Don't judge before you try. Oh, I like that attitude. That's good. So if I wanted to try, is any restaurant open to your business? Is that correct?
Yes. Actually, we estimated currently around 70% of restaurants, they can use our system. But as we meet with a lot of potential clients and current clients, change is difficult, and currently is the right time to change for the industry to recover, grow, and succeed together.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. That's it. That was Boss Limited. One more hand for him as well. Thanks. Fantastic job as well.
Thank you.
That's 4 minutes of questions. And again, remember, everybody, if you thought any of them stood out, keep them in your mind, because that vote for my favorite startup is all about you. Okay, so up next is a SaaS cloud-based AI solution for operators to collect, analyze, and interpret big data. It's time for Data AI Limited.
Thank you. By the way, just appreciation. The graphics looks really good, so it's really cool. All right, so to me, I'm Patrick, the co-founder of Data. Today, why I'm here. Basically, I look into the retail space. We realized that there's a lot of ways to help you to analyze data online. But basically, in the offline space, there's not efficient tool to help you to get all that data. Now, that's why we developed our own platform, Cyclops. It's an AI cloud video analytics software. We work with basically any cameras. So as long as you have a stores, which you already have a camera inside of it, we can leverage that. We can remotely deploy that, connect it to our cloud. And with that, our AI model on the cloud will real-time process all these videos and help you to get all the data. So which this means we are hardware-free. So we do not need to install any hardware, no wiring. So to our retail shops users, it's very handy, very useful. So what we do, we have two major offerings. One is on the data acquisition perspective. We get the data for our customers. Also basic data like traffic, analyzing data, or something more advanced like demographics. We get the age and gender of the customers. We'll also look into whatever they engage with your product, as well as we'll have all sort of queue management, real-time alerts to help you to understand what's going on. And apart from that, we also understand data is just not enough. We need to help you to analyze more. So we'll have the dashboards, reports, or even benchmarking system that will help you to benchmark yourself against your peers, so you understand where you are at currently. So deliverable-wise, we have our dashboard, very useful, supports also of API, so whatever. We have our real-time alerts as well, so it helps you to instantly and actively manage your store as well. We give out SMS to help you to understand, what's going on there. For example, if you have a queue area with too much of a queue there, we'll notify the shop manager, and you can have more people to help with the cashier and speed up the queue. So everybody talks about ROI, how we actually help you to improve your businesses. So taking retail shop as an example, our AI model helps you to understand your display performance, your visual merchandising strategies to help you to boost your traffic sales, your traffic. More people coming in leads to more sales. And in terms of other relevant area like restaurants, we help you to lower the queue time, and that means it helps you to lower the lost sales as well. We're also in shopping mall, supermarket. Up to date, we are around in 10 shopping malls in Hong Kong and more than 500 shops in Hong Kong as well. So our business model, very straightforward, pay-as-you-go model, monthly subscriptions. So based on the amount of cameras that you have to link to our platform, and we will analyze whatever footage is linked to our platform, and we will get the data for you. So a little bit of a competitor analysis. Comparing to most of the solution in the market, we are completely hardware-free. We don't rely on any hardware. Just with any camera, it will work. And it offers a lot more data, and we'll also focus on the business intelligence perspective as well. So we'll hope our users can understand more from the data instead of getting a chunk of data and relying themselves to perform all the analysis. In terms of the GTM strategies, we have direct sales, obviously, but we also work with a lot of our partnerships. We just signed a partnership model with Ingram Micro, one of the largest distributor in the world, that they will help us to distribute our solutions. So that's one of the reasons why we're not just in Hong Kong right now. In Southeast Asia, we're already in Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Vietnam. And we're going into Japan and Korean market soon. And we're also pending to get into the EU market. We are in UK right now, and we're also looking into the German market, Austria market, and Poland market. So a little bit of insurance, everybody care about this. The privacy law and regulation in the world. So in Hong Kong, we do P2PO, and in EU, we do GDPR. So what we do is we basically don't collect any personal identifiable information. We only collect macro information to help you to understand what's going on in your businesses. So no identity being stored. We also don't store any video. We don't store any footages. So we only know, the age, the gender of the customers, where do they go, did they engage with your product, and help you to understand what's going on with your businesses. So a little bit more about the company. I'm Patrick. That too is my co-founders, Eugene and Alex. We founded this company 4 years ago, and now we are very focusing on retail tech, F&B tech, and shopping mall tech. Last year, we are very honored to be named as the Forbes 30 Under 30, as well as having a company named as the Forbes Asia 100 to watch. And we also won the expert competition. They have more than 4,000 startups competing in this competition, and we ranked first runner-up in the competition. So in the coming days, I hope, going forward, Data as a brand, we hope to be recognized internationally as a retail tech platform, and I hope our solution can bring more value to the partners in the globe. So this is my contact. Feel free, if you're a client, if you're a partner, whatever, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to go with you into more details of our solutions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Right on the dot. Wonderful. So now it is time for some questions. Of course, you've answered a few about privacy as well, but I'm sure we got some more you want to answer. So please, anybody have a question, please raise your hand, challenge him right over there. We've got our first question coming in to you. Please take it away.
Hi, Ron again. Do you have any strategy for the privacy protection during the data transmission?
Right. So in GDPR or in Hong Kong PDPO, it's more about whenever you're transmitting personal identifiable information. Video stream at its perspective does not count into that. So if you are transmitting, for example, your Hong Kong ID, your name, something relevant to your identity, that has to be regulated. But for what we are transmitting right now, it lies into the area where we can share the right of using it. So there's no big of an issue where we are transmitting the information right now, and we guarantee not to store or extract any faces or images. So that helps with complying with the regulation as well.
That definitely is everyone's concern. We have a question over there.
Thank you very much. I have a very straightforward question, actually. In technology, adoption cycle is very complex and to implement a solution like yours, and I see you have great success. But in one sentence, how do you convince a shopping mall to use your system?
Oh, very simple. We basically tell them that you can earn more from us. So our business model, we are around a few hundred Hong Kong dollar per month with each camera streaming to our platform. So I always go there and pitch them that, do you have the confidence that with my solution, I can help you to earn more than $300 per month from each tenant? Because with our solution, we can point toward the tenants, we can evaluate everything about the tenant, and eventually you help us to make more money, either by having a more negotiation power on the leasing side, or eventually by having more or better marketing strategies, will help to attract more people going into the tenant. So win-win situation, you make more money, the landlord make more money as well. So that's basically the one line that I use.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that was very good over there. So far, do we have any more questions that you would like to know? Because so far you've talked about privacy, and that's definitely an issue. However, wouldn't you worry that the privacy regulations and all that stuff would be a hindrance to scaling your business at some point? Because of course, with facial recognition, you could do so much more. Would you not worry about that hindrance?
Well, I do agree. With facial recognition, a lot of people or a lot of startups they're able to do a lot more. But we also have to balance between the privacy concerns and what we can actually deploy. One good example is the China government. Last year, they just have a new regulation and policy where businesses cannot use facial recognition related data to understand what's going on there. So they have to protect the user concern as well. And all of a sudden, a lot of competitors in China, their model use facial recognition, and all of a sudden they can't deploy. So it opened up a big market to those who don't use facial recognition as well. So what I see is it's going to be more strict eventually. I don't think it will go back. So what we are more concerned of is how we can keep on within that constraint, we do more, we get more data. One side is we're currently based on the uniform recognition, trying to recognize the staff. So we can also calculate how staff react or engage with the staff, with the employees, without using your face as well. So that also helps with anonymizing the staff entity. So we won't say, okay, I know you are not performing well, but it's more of a whole shop level. I look into the macro. I'm just pinpointing how different shop works.
So you're banking on the fact that people probably want their privacy respected way more than any convenience from technology.
Right.
That's your belief, the human behavior as well.
Especially what I see right now in the global market.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, there we go. I think that's 4 minutes of questions. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much.
Very well done over there. Looking forward to that idea being realized. Now, for everyone online, just remember that the next team onwards, after they finish their pitch, the polling for my favorite startup will open, and you can cast your vote and let the team you like know that they've got a new fan. At the same time, if you have any questions, this is the time to put it in the chat box, because after the 10th pitch, we will open it up, invite all the teams up here, and they will have to answer your questions no matter what you say. So, let's go on with our team number 10. The next team aims to empower content creators to turn creativity into sustainable professions. Please welcome to the stage, ESSAA Limited.
Hello everyone, my name is Alex from Creato. So on behalf of our team, I'm excited to be here today. 6 billion, that's the number of content in terms of videos and photos uploaded every single day on digital channels, and thanks to millions of content creators. And on the one hand, we as consumer of the data, we're enjoying the variety of the photos and videos that we get to absorb. On the other hand, from the content creators' perspective, they're gaining followers and subscribers. However, they're struggling to turn these into actual revenue and income to support their creativities. And just like this inverted triangle, they got lots of followers and subscribers, but then they're struggling to actually turn them into paying customers and also a higher premium purchases. And also, they're taking a high risk to invest a lot of time and money to actually create the content, hoping it will get popular, and then they will get rewarded. And with the vision to make content creation sustainable, we are building this platform to actually enable content creators to earn before creating. So the benefits are simple. First of all, with the monetization channel that we're offering, this is the place to get paid before actually creating content. And so it lowers their risk in terms of financial insecurity, and also in terms of they're not sure if that kind of content will or will not get popular. And secondly, as a fans community, for example, us as consumer, instead of sit here and watch and enjoy the content, now we can proactively take part, influence, and decide part of their content with your favorite content creators. And eventually, we're enabling creators to actually turn their subscribers, followers into paying customers by offering higher value premium content, experience, and access to them. Here's a snapshot of our product. So on the left-hand side, so the Dare Me and Fund Me, this is where creators actually get paid before creating content. And as a fan, when you join, you can get to decide part of their content by casting your vote and become part of the decision-making process. And once this process is done, on the other side, the fan wall, this is the private space for the content creators and the fans. There's no more right-click to save. There's no more cap screen because we'll make it blank. This is just the place for the creators to deliver experience, access, and also the content to the fans, what we call super fans, that support their creativities and their creative journeys. So here is the data from the past couple of months. Our team, we work really, really hard to actually make that happen, but still it's not good enough. We're still working on it. And with the help of Hong Kong Tech 300, we were able to prove our proof of concept and have our first paying customer and have our first repeated paying customers. So, and you might have a question, so why using Creator? Because it's a lot of established brands worldwide, globally already. And first of all, there are two reasons that we position ourselves. The first one is we're from Hong Kong. It's at the moment the competition rate for in the creator economy is not too high, and then so we are one of the first products coming up and rising up in this market. And secondly, as is highlighted here, and we enable creators to actually earn before creating. This is really important to them because they are sacrificing a lot of time, their effort, and also it's risky to actually do that a couple of weeks to just make one content. So this is how we stand out. And our business model, and it's simple. We only succeed when content creators using our platform succeed. So we take a 5 to 10% commission from however much they've earned on our platform. And this is way less than existing back platform, which takes them 30, 40%. So this is one of our big advantage. And later on, we will also introduce monthly subscriptions. And so not just because of the pandemic, it's because a lot of 3-year-old children, they want to be video creators when they grow up. So this market is actually booming in the next 1 or 2 or 3 decades. And under this creator economy market, we are now in this fan paying creator directly segment. And this segment on its own is already 18 billion plus. So this is a huge market. And this is our team. And on behalf of our team, so I'm here presenting this to you all. And we are a team of content creators. We know it firsthand how painful not to get paid, but creating content. And then we get lots of likes, comments, shares, and also subscribers, but then none of them actually actualize to revenue and income supporting us. And we're here to looking for more partnerships. Look forward to talk to all of you. And I know you're going to stop me now.
All right, that is time. Thank you. That's 5 minutes. Thank you so much again. It is time for questions. This is it, the final chance for everyone in the audience. If you have a question, this is the time to throw it out here. Let us know if you're curious about anything. Have a little think. So let's see, is everyone thinking? There's a question right over there. Let's pass the mic over to you. Please stand up and ask.
Hello. So I think you actually make fans pay before they see the content, right? And so I'm asking if the fans is not happy with the content they created, can they get a refund or something?
That's a very sensitive question, thanks. So the reason why fan communities actually pay to take part, there are two reasons. So first of all, instead of just watch the content and respond to it, they can now influence the decision-making process of the content creation process. So they get the right to actually decide part of it. So this is one of the reasons. And secondly, for those who pay, and we call them super fans, they get things that those who don't pay do not get. For example, there's a use case that a creator, she does a live stream, and then those who actually pay to support the session get to talk to her, come up to the live stream. But those who just watch for free, and they just watch for free. So it's this kind of exclusive access and experience that make a strong reason for people to pay. But if you're not happy about the content they created, I think you just tell them, right? So, but anyway, if you're a super fan, you will like whatever they do. You will drive miles to actually listen to the music, so yeah. I hope I answered your question.
Right. We have another question over there. Please go for it.
Yeah, hello, I'm Marcus. I want to know about, like, from your perspective, because now those friends is going to pay and choose like what the creators is going to create. Then, like, for a long period, it will be like affect like the whole creative environment, or like all the creators is only going to make something that their friends wants, but not like the original creative, like source or like other thing.
Get you. Yeah. Thanks, Marcus. So in response to that, we already get asked a couple of times. So does that take away the creativity side of the creators? And I'll make it more clear. It's like they get to decide part of the content, and not exactly like the gist of the content, or they actually tell the creators like, you got to do this, and maybe you should do this, you should do that. Is that when they, for example, decided to do a maybe free diving content, right? So they get a part of the say, so where do they go at a particular season of the year, or what kind of skills they want to see if you're a new free diver that you want to try the experience. So from the audience perspective, you don't get the creators is still in charge. I'll put it that way, and the audience is like you are earning the right to actually influence part of the decision making, instead of I'm a puppet. I mean, the creator is a puppet, and then you tell me what to do. So the creator is still in charge. The creativity, the core creativity side, they still own it.
So that would be the culture you're in for. You're basically encouraging the creator, like, make sure you maintain your own branding regardless of the fans' payments. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I guess you should consider using this as well. I think it's suitable to you.
I mean, like, I love people to pay me before I create my jokes. So that definitely works for me. And when it's not funny, hey, he told me to stick to my joke. I like that. But let me ask you this. So what type of tech do you incorporate into your project, though? What tech is involved?
That's a good question. So we haven't actually mentioned it in the slides, right? Because the main reason is we want to remove the complexity to getting creators on board, because the main problem is the monetization and getting paid to sustain the creativity. And to answer your question, we actually are doing building pipeline for data scrapping to give them data insight of how they can actually get their content more chances to be seen on digital channels. And that's our, we call it a little bit like lens technology. The part is like data insight. We call it lens for now.
Yeah.
But then we are still doing testing on it, and we haven't actually incorporated it in the beta.
Okay, well, there's a lot more technology behind, but time is up. We've run out of time for the 4 minutes.
Thank
you very much. That was ESSAA Limited, our final pitch for today. And everyone, one more round of applause for all our 10 fantastic pitches. Let them hear it. Now, I know definitely some ideas stood out and got my attention, but which one stood out for you? Let us know by voting for my favorite startup. The polls are open right now, so cast your vote. You can click on the link or go to menti.com and type in 1113-7181. Go for that QR code as well. Scan that as well. So remember, make sure that you go to menti.com and the code is 1113-7181. Make sure you go there and let us know your vote so far. Remember, you can only vote for one team at a time. The poll will close in 5 minutes, so don't hesitate. If you like them, show them with your vote. All right? So make sure you go to the page and just let it go. So let's go. And while you're putting in your votes, everybody, for one final time, we're opening up the Q&A so you can let us know what you think, our online audience. So let's invite all 10 teams to come to our stage. All the 10 teams, come up on stage with me. All right, join me over here on stage. Let's make this happen. So everyone online, make sure you've supported and sent in your questions that you want to ask. Okay, so 10 teams over here. What's going to happen, real simple, is that I will see which team it is. They come to the center to the mic and answer the question. Real simple, right? Let's see what the first question is. Who are we sending it to? It is for Team Singular. Please go to the center of the stage. And the question is, how do you handle the latency while doing a remote surgery? The latency, how do you handle that?
Okay, so good question. So we are relying on 5G technology. That's why we are partnering with HKT so that they can link up connection between hospitals with their 5G services.
Okay, so it's all 5G, so it's all about that technology. But again, is there any backward compatibility? Should there be some latency issue?
It will be very similar to, again, the online gaming experience, the same latency, like 10 milliseconds. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the most important. As a gamer, that's a big deal for me as well. So understood. Thank you very much. That's very good. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, this one is for Team SenseTag. Please to the center. Now, how can your product be used in families if the food cannot be well sealed? You know, like at home, my food is not well sealed. So like the amine gas might just be released into the air and it won't get detected by the label. How do you solve that problem?
Yes, actually, we want to do a wrap with our smart food label, so you can directly use our wrap, not use another container to identify the freshness of food. Yeah.
So you include the wrap as well. So label is one part,
Yes.
but then you can the wrap is an additional suggestion product that you tell your clients to buy.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, you can guarantee the wrap will be secure in the sealing.
Yes, the wrap is the normal wrap.
Yeah. Okay. So the normal wrap. Okay. So there's no extra technology because I worry that like even when I make the wrap, if it's not tight, is there certain things that I got to make sure? Because again, I'm just wrapping it naturally, and I might have a gap where the gas goes out. Is there any security or any solution to that?
Because the core techniques are green ink, so maybe we can do not wrap or do some food storage, something like that. So, it will have a more security of the amine gas.
Okay, good enough. So basically, you're suggesting that you're pretty confident just with the wrap and everything. You'll tell people just keep it sealed. You should be good to go.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to our next question. This is for Team ESSAA. Please join me in the center of the stage. Now, the question is, why do you think audiences even want to pay to support their idols? I mean, I've done a lot of shows, and I can tell you a lot of people are like, I could see your joke for free on the internet. I don't need this. Like, why do you think they even want to pay for this kind of support?
I think one of the teams actually asked the question, and I kind of answered. So for two things. So first of all, it's the right to actually be part of the decision-making process in the creative journey. And secondly is to get the things that other people don't get. They just sit and watch, and then now you get an opportunity to actually have access and have experience, and also have the content that you as a super fan that you pay for that. So these are the major two reasons that why creators should be paid on our platform.
So you're talking about exclusive content for only paid subscribers or fans that they want to have access to, much like any other platform though. So that's my curiosity. Would your platform encourage it where the whole point is they want to be paying more? Because I can tell you, generally people will say, well, I mean, I'm fine with the free stuff, the little exclusivity, I don't really... Is there anything that your platform does special where like, I've got to get this just because this platform does that?
That's true, you're right. Like most people are fine for free stuff, and then because this is how it used to be. And then in addition to the content, I think the experience and the access is another big thing that we differentiate ourselves. For example, if you host a live session, only super fan who pay to your live session, they can come up and talk to you.
Yeah.
That makes a whole big difference instead
True.
of those just listening to you, because they can now interact to your jokes and actually maybe ask you questions like now as well.
Yeah.
So that makes a whole lot enhancing experience than those who just sit here and watch.
That's a very true point. I mean, it also depends on the artist to respond in a live manner. Okay, so you're trying to encourage that from the creators as well to keep it interactive. Okay, thank you. That's clear enough. Wonderful. Let's go on with the next one. This is Team Radiance Tech. Please join me on the center of the room. The question is, and you're reading it as well. Let me tell you, if you have a 2D design, okay, if I have a 2D design, can I use your tool to make my 2D design a 3D figure in the metaverse? Can we do that?
Well, actually, we have some tool to make a conversion, but it's 2D. This depends how complicated is the design. It's not complicated. We have some tool to make a simple 3D models.
So let's assume a smiley face.
Yeah.
Okay, I drew a smiley face in 2D on my paper pen, whatever. Can I make that into a 3D model?
We actually have a face detection converter. So after you upload your picture or image, we could convert to similar to a 3D model and make it to avatar. Yeah.
Okay, so there is certain technology. So what you're saying is that if I uploaded my face, it will somehow give it volume and make it into 3D.
Yeah, there's such a similar model in the library and make the face to 3D model. Yeah.
But it won't make my face too fat, right? That's very important. Okay, I'll take that. Thank you. That's a good answer as well. Let's move on to the next question so far. We're asking Team Lumitzers, please join me over in the middle. As you can see, there are many detection technologies and products in the market. So what is the biggest advantage of your detection technology over the others? Is it just accuracy or cost? What's the biggest advantage?
So actually our technology, the major advantage of our technology will be our accuracy first, and secondly will be our cost, and we are not requirement. We don't really need a very complicated pre-treatment of a sample. For example, the traditional method will take like around 30 minutes normally, but our sample will be, the pre-treatment of our sample is nothing, so we can just finish the test within 5 minutes. So that's accuracy and fast and the low detection limit.
So the Hong Kong style of Fai Lang Zhang, right? Basically getting it done quickly,
basically
cheaply,
Fai Lang
and
Zhang,
nice.
yes,
Okay, that's good. That's the key point that you have over your competitors, you'd say. Okay, that's good to know. All right, let's see the next question. So far, no one is getting stumped with the questions. I like this. This is back to Singular, so come on over here to the center again. People definitely want to know more. So how about the security interference of the products, and how do you save the translation application? Of course, because like you said, latency is one issue, but let's just say for some reason, there's some interference from the medical equipment or something around that's causing a lot of delay to the point would it be hard to even get the job done?
Okay, so it's not like the surgeon have no idea how to do the surgery. We are just a tool to help them work more in higher productivities. So if everything goes down, they can still operate.
Okay. So the technology is just more like an assistant tool to make it even more accurate and better for them.
For the worst scenario, yes.
I see. Yeah. So even if at the end of the day there's latency or the interference or whatever,
no internet.
No internet, they can still continue.
But we can still work in a more native local version. Like you don't have to go for video conferencing all the time. Yeah. But we can always put a digital twin in your headset and it's always there.
I see. So it's kind of like watching a movie on your small screen versus big screen.
You can use it offline. It's fine.
I see. Yeah. Okay, good enough. Well, now we know we can be more confident in the technology. Let's see the next question. Which team is it? All right, this is our last question. It's talking to ZensTag technology. Now, related technology and similar products in the market have been there for a long time ago. So how is ZensTag able to transfer their knowledge to be a product in the existing market? How can you take what's already there now and get transferred into your technology or even do something about that?
Okay, in my research, related technology exists, but they have lots of limitations, such as their high cost, or they are using some very professional technology, yes, because they use peptide or some protein to detect the biodynamic. This is very hard to apply into the food packaging, but our chemical ink is very easy to use because it can using in the printer. We just print the ink out and put it in the packaging. It's very easy to understand and to do it. And our core technology is our patent, is our research output. So I don't get how can I transfer their knowledge to be a product?
Okay, so it's completely separate, right? So whatever's available there is irrelevant to you. It's not really useful. You have your own patented technology that you don't need there. Okay, that's good. So now we know it's completely separate. Well, there you go, everyone. One more time, thank you so much, everyone. You may please take a seat. Give them a round of applause, all that. They were on the shot, but please sit down because we have come to the main moment of today, everyone, because I'm being told that we've tallied up the numbers and we have the final result for the recipient of the My Favorite Startup Award. Now, just in case watching the 10 teams do a fantastic job has inspired you to take your idea and head on over and do something about it and maybe even embark in your own entrepreneurship journey, why not apply through our official website? And maybe you can step onto the stage next year to present your brilliant idea as well. After all, Hong Kong Tech 300 provides training and accepts seed fund and angel fund applications throughout the year. Also, you don't even have to be a CityU student or alumnus. You can still join Hong Kong Tech 300 as long as you adopt CityU technology IP in your startup project. And with that, I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time we revealed who got the most votes and can proudly hold the title of my favorite startup. And to help me with that, let's do this. Let's see the winner of the favorite startup. Let's get this going. Let's start on over. Let's rock and roll. All right, to help me present the award, I'd like to invite Professor Michael Tse, CityU Associate Vice President, Strategic Research and Chairman of the Hong Kong Tech 300 Investment Subcommittee to come join me on stage, along with Dr. Laura Low, CityU Associate Vice President, Chinese Mainland Affairs Office, and Chairman of the Hong Kong Tech 300 Incubation Subcommittee over here. Let's make this happen, everyone. Okay, I need the result. Let's get the result in my hand. So let's see who the winner is. And the winner is over here. My favorite startup goes to, it is ESSAA Limited. Well done, you did it. Come on over. There you have it, well deserved. Remember, when they make it big and it's a household name around the world, you can say they were my favorite Hong Kong Tech 300 startup back in the day. Let's take a photo together. Let's take a step forward, please. All right, one photo over here. Now I'd like to stay over here as well. I'd like to invite all the others coming on join up on stage. Good sportsmanship always starts with everyone being supportive of anybody who's winning, because at the end of the day today, you were all here. Let's take one happy photo together with our winner for today. But these were 10 fantastic pitches. Don't be shy. Somebody come join me on this side as well. All right, I'm over here joining you on this side. Let's get one quick group photo. Can we make this happen? Let's squeeze it in. We're all good? Okay, let's take a picture. We got one in the back. Yeah, don't be shy. Come on over here. All right, let's see if you can squeeze it in. Let's go closer together, everybody. Let's squeeze in real close. One quick picture over here. Smiling ahead. Now, just to also let you know, give it one thumbs up, everybody. Give me a thumbs up in front. Let's get one thumbs up as well. All right, and just to let you know, stay on stage because CityU launched the first nationwide Hong Kong Tech 300 startup competition, which will be held in various regions in mainland and to further drive innovation and technology development in Hong Kong and the mainland China and build more robust startup environment on both sides of the border. So thank you again for joining us at Hong Kong Tech 300 Pitching Arena today. And thank you to all 10 of you all. Everybody let them hear it. All 10 teams for joining us today and challenging each other to get better and better. Follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. I look forward to seeing you next time in the arena. See you then.